Hello, soccer fans. Welcome to Baltimore, the CQ Arena, where tonight the Baltimore Blast take on the Orlando SeaWolves. Paul Mittermeier, Lee Tashantaret, and Andrew Primrose with the call for you here tonight. The Blast coming in with a record of 1-1 on the season. Orlando 0-2 after dropping 2 straight matches to Florida. The Blast splitting their 2 opening games with Utica City. And Lee Tashantaret offensively for the Blast. Juwan Pereira has been the man through the midfield, setting up his teammates. 5 assists that leads the Blast. We've seen this from him, the capability of being able to be a tremendous playmaker in indoor soccer.
Listen, he's got a great motor to begin with, and I think as the years go on, he's starting to become a little bit more comfortable with the game coming in from futsal, and he can create for himself or create for others. So right now, having 5 assists at the beginning of the season is fantastic.
He won't play tonight, but Daniel Peruzzi in that first weekend was a huge asset for the Blast in set pieces. You really need that guy to get those hidden points and hidden goals in games that determine the outcome, win or lose.
Yeah, Daniel is someone who's kind of a proven goal scorer, someone who can strike the ball from a distance and also find himself in the box. Coming off an injury, I'm sure that he's been working really hard, and a lot of times when you're coming off an injury, you're kind of excited and you're a lot more dialed in.
Suffering from a hamstring, won't go tonight. Blast also get a boost on their back line. Let's go down to Andrew Primrose with details on that. Andrew?
Well, it's not often a team can add a first-team defender, first-team LMASL defender in Game 3, but the Blast are going to do that with Adriano Dos Santos returning from international duty. He's playing for the U.S. beach soccer team, and his return will be a big boost to the Blast lineup, as not only strong on the defensive back line, but as we saw last year, a breakout star offensively, as he was able to generate plays, filling in the second half and that point attack position as well. So big boost for the Blast, adds to their versatility, and a great addition here in Game 3.
And Andrew, Orlando comes in, looking for their first win of the season. It'll be a tough task for them here tonight.
Well, absolutely. I got a chance to talk with Coach Collis down there on the field beforehand, and he was very happy with the way his team has been playing defensively so far. That was a big focus of their offseason, was trying to adjust defensively. They thought offensively they scored a lot of points last year, but the coach looked at the way the league was going, and he saw the success that Milwaukee had, that Baltimore had, that Utica had, playing defensive first soccer, and so he tried to adjust to that. One thing to note is that a lot of the offseason acquisitions for the SeaWolves will not be playing again today, as they're still dealing with visa issues, and that's something that's affecting across the league. And of course, their big addition there as the SeaWolves just not having the players that they want to have to get the offense. So they're focusing on their defense, but offensively, with Freitas not being in there, they just feel like they're not there yet offensively.
Interesting to see here tonight. A big night here in Baltimore at CQ Arena. Lee, 3,700 in attendance here tonight. Most of them on the field pregame.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I love the Parade of Champions. I love seeing all the kids out there. As a player, see how excited they get.
Yeah.
It's always really cool. So yeah, I had a lot of little kids out there, and yeah, it should be a good game. I mean, smart move by the coach, because if you're going to try to emulate what the champions are doing, the Blast, Milwaukee, Utica, you look at the teams that have won championships over the years, defense has won championships, right?
Absolutely. Orlando played one time here in Baltimore at CQ Arena last year. It was a 7-1 victory for the Blast in that one. Let's take a look at our goalkeeper matchup tonight. Peter Sliwa did not play in that game last year here in Baltimore. Sliwa 0-2 in the season, a .559 goals against average and a .444 save percentage. And for the Blast, William Van Zella in goal. Split the 2 games against Utica City 1-1, 5.45 goals against average and a .656 save percentage. Should be a good one here tonight, Lee. And you mentioned we saw Adriano Dos Santos come out for the introductions. Looks fit. Of course, you play beach soccer, you're going to get fit, right?
So yeah, beach soccer is brutal on the legs. So I'm sure his strength is there for sure from beach soccer. So
the other thing too that allows tonight, Adriano back on the back line now. Tony Donatelli, who was back there in his absence, moves into the midfield, which gives the Blast a little bit more firepower on offense.
Yeah, obviously it puts people a little bit more in their natural positions. But that being said, Tony can play anywhere, and having Adriano, as we saw last year, he wreaks havoc up top with his size and his ability to hold the ball up and then kind of incorporate those guys running in off of him.
Blast also waiting, as we've heard about this. Victor France still not with the team yet, still working on his visa issues as well. Still waiting to see Victor in a Blast uniform. Getting ready to go. Orlando will start with it as Derek Huffman is at the midfield ready to start as the Blast and Orlando SeaWolves underway. Sit back and enjoy tonight's broadcast here on NBC Sports Washington. Sinclair turns it over right away. Good back heel by Dantas. Here's Pereira. Jawan in the front into the offensive end. It's blocked away. Good save already by Sliwa here to start things off.
So you kind of interested if the Blast is going to come out and sit back a little bit here, or if they're going to press really high. I'm thinking a team that's struggling offensively, go at them.
Yeah,
press them, put them under.
Especially when you see that first play and Sinclair turns it over right away. I'm sure the Blast are going to be trying to put the heat on.
Yeah, I mean, aside from just not being accustomed to indoor, being accustomed to a field this size, you want to take advantage of it before the other team becomes acclimated to it. And
we've seen that time and time again here, Lee, of teams just taking a while to get used to it.
Yeah, spacing is different, you know.
Good ball here, shot it, goal! Vinny Dantas off the boards from Donatelli, and quickly it's 1-0 Blast.
That's a prime example right there. So it's a bad back pass by the SeaWolves, but once again, the spacing was off. I think it's so small that the counter was on, and it's in the back of the net by Vinny before you realize what's happened.
So Dantas picks up his 4th goal of the season, and for Tony Donatelli, his 2nd assist of the year. 56 seconds into this one, the Blast lead at 1-0.
That's such a weird bounce off those boards there. Is clearly they thought it was, you can see on the replay here, it clearly looked like it was going to come out on a sharper angle and stuck along the boards there. Dantas knowing his home field, knowing where the ball was going to be.
Absolutely.
Quick 2-on-1 here. Here's Thomas. Thomas in, and a great play from behind, that time defensively by Luis Mota to prevent a chance there for Thomas.
We got to get a shot off at that point, though. He's got to realize somebody's behind him. He's either got to play that ball back post or get his shot off.
Chance again. Thomas turns, shoots. Sliwa right there to make the save. As again, this time Jeremy Raley with some pressure to create that opportunity.
Oh, it was real close to being an own goal, as it was pulled right off the line by Sliwa, and that created the opportunity.
And Lee, I think you could see early on the SeaWolves struggling with the angles here and trying to get out of their own zone. Blast doing a nice job defensively of pressuring and taking away those angles.
Yeah, they're struggling with the size of the field right now a couple ways. Number one, their spacing from top to front is, from back to front is not good. And then transitionally, they don't realize one pass and then there's a shot.
Right.
So they're struggling a little bit with the spacing here.
Defensive clearance for the Blast, so a top of the arc opportunity here. Cruz runs by, quick shot here, and Vanzella gets a piece as Huffman drove it towards the far post.
It's a great save by William. Just got his fingertips as he was moving across the goal.
Distribution for Jonathan Mello on the far side. Fresh troops on the field for the Blast. Kalu steps on for the first time.
Kalu's been off to a strong start. He's acclimating to the indoor game nicely.
NDI in the corner. Double team comes. Muhammad splits it. Gets it for Mello. Nice job there to win possession and keep it alive for the Blast. Vanzella across the midfield stripe. Here's NDI on the far side. Good defensive help that time. Alvarez gets back to help his defender, gets the steal, and wins the possession for the SeaWolves.
NDI, as big of a body as he is, he's got to keep the ball a little bit closer and allow guys to get time to run around him.
Turn by Huffman, but Vanzella right there for that one, and quickly Pereira into the offensive end. Quick shot by Juwan with the left foot, but right on Sliwa, and Peter right there to make that play.
Interesting to note here, the first couple shots all been very low, deliberately low, and a couple of them attacking the 5-hole early on. So something to watch as the Blast seem to be driving the shots down below.
Well, the ball just gets to you so quickly here. I think sometimes it's a little shocking for a goalkeeper. Sliwa across the yellow with the drive that goes over the glass. Have a goalkeeper distribution here for Vanzella.
Was he shooting or was he going off the boards there?
I think, it's interesting because we've seen that when goalkeepers do come across and take opportunities, I think it is smarter to try to play the boards than it is to put it on goal, because you never know what that bounce is going to be and how many opportunities you can get off of that.
Yeah, I mean, playing it off the boards from that distance is tough, but I got to tell you, if you're having I forget who it was last year that scored a couple goals in one game by driving it in front of William because they had a really big target man who was kind of screening him.
Yeah, sort of like hockey.
Yep.
Thomas to the midfield and tries to get the return pass from Guernsey, but that one's taken away. And now some miscommunication here by Orlando.
Vinny missed his opportunity to jump the pass there.
Good pressure
See
though.
Guernsey with his first shift against his former teammates, a Cedar Rapids player that did not go over with them to Orlando.
Thomas back for Vanzella. William with a good distribution on the far side for Dantas. He's pushed off. Sinclair with a good physical play there to win the ball.
Where we've created problems and where we're really going to create problems is the runs from deep. You can tell already that Orlando really struggles following runners from deep.
Ball tackled away from Dantas by Sinclair, and already Sinclair kind of trying to get physical with Dantas. Now they'll run Hoxie on. Blaster very deep up front.
So they seem to be handling our post-up players okay. Where they're struggling is right there, right?
Good,
the run
good run
from,
by Mello.
The run from deep. So they're struggling with the run from deep. They're handling the post-up forwards well. It's those second and third runners that they're really struggling with.
Counter attack, that's blocked away. Good block inside by Kalu. SeaWolves win possession. Mota heads it back, and Cruz and Lopez exchange passes. Oh, near turnover there. Sliwa struggling right now with his distribution.
Great rotation from the Blast, though.
Schmerman out of his own end.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the effort from Kalu there, running up from the back line, forcing that bad pass there, Paul, as I think Kalu is running all over the field.
Distribution by Sliwa to the corner. Here's Huffman. Shields Dos Santos off. Double team comes, ball stolen away. Pereira goes far side for Mello.
We can already see the difference here from Orlando as they had two guys back on that breakaway. Before, they would not have had two guys back. They're keeping guys behind the ball. Defensively, this is a different team. You can see that from a focus standpoint. The talent will catch up to the scheme, I think.
Donatelli now one-on-one. Off the boards in front. NDI tries to sweep it through, but he can't do it. And then Dos Santos stands up strong in the midfield, but kicks it out of play. An official timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. 8:55 left here in the first. It's the Blast 1, Orlando 0. Back with more Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington.
No, 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 no.
Jack, can I talk to you? I think you need one of these. You're acting like a kid.
Yes, yes, yes.
Have a blast and score big at Antwerpen Automotive. Jack is saying yes to every deal on all new and pre-owned vehicles, plus discounts up to $15,000 and no payments for 3 months. Now at all 10 Antwerpen locations.
Jack says yes.
Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast lead at 1-0 over the Orlando SeaWolves. Tony Donatelli finding Vinny Dantas in the first minute of play. And then we talked about Lee, SeaWolves trying to find their legs right now, trying to figure out the size of the arena right now.
Yeah, honestly, their coach has got to be pretty happy because considering how quickly they scored, I'm sure he thought there might have been an early onslaught. But to get to that first timeout, only being down 1-0, honestly, as a coach, he's probably not too upset with that.
Steal by Thomas. Thomas in, and he shoots it just wide. Thomas Surely didn't have the angle there, but he was quick enough to get a shot off in front of the defender. Ball comes back all the way to the Blast keeper, Vanzella, and he'll play through Diesel now. And then far side for Donatelli.
This is where the Blast has a big advantage because William is one of the best keepers in the league with his feet.
Double team steal by the Blast. Thomas on it. Good work by Thomas and Rayleigh that time. And possession's everything here in this arena, Lee.
Yes, look, it's so small that if you lose possession in a bad part of the field, it's a counterattack and it's a shot before you blink your eyes, as Orlando found out within the first couple minutes of the game.
Pereira with the high pressure. Now Sliwa moves it for Schmerman. And SeaWolves able to beat the pressure.
Yeah, I like what they're doing here. They actually made some nice adjustments. They're bringing up someone in the middle of the field to be a pivot when the keeper has the ball.
Huffman tried a little redirect in the box. That went wide, and Blast were able to finally clear. Again, Sliwa. Blast are just smelling blood right now. Steal, shot. Oh, big time parry over the glass. Sliwa sharp there on the long distance shot by Mello.
Vinny Dantas not happy as he's completely unmarked on the right side. Mello tapped his chest saying, I'm sorry I tried that, as Dantas would have had a wide open net with one more pass.
I tell you, I would funnel the ball right now to Rafael, number 2 from Orlando. He's given away a number of easy passes coming out of the back right now.
That'll be a 3-line.
And Nascimento that time makes that mistake. As he puts it over 3 lines, it'll be a
And
reset.
Paul, it's a good time to mention that we did talk to the officials and we did confirm that the rule was changed.
Yeah, I know.
That stoppages, so we did not get word of that before the first game, but we know now.
Substitution rule changed. Here's Dantas with a drive, and Sliwa, a big-time save again for the SeaWolves.
Great job by Kalu. Tracking that ball down, winning a free kick.
Foul on Orlando, so a free kick for the Blast. Midway through the first quarter. Vanzella clears, but right back in, and ball comes off the body of Tapia.
I feel like the first goal that quickly, Paul, may have been a little bit of a curse because the Blast have stopped their movement. So that they've stopped the creative movement out of midfield, thinking maybe it's going to come a little bit too easy.
SeaWolves steal now. It's a good defensive play by Alvarez. De Silva into the Blast side, and Blast take it away. Far side Thomas, quickly up for Hoxie. On the boards, Hoxie with the turn, with the left foot. Hoxie goes down. Nascimento tries to win the ball, but nice follow-up by Mello. Dos Santos and De Silva now. Ball funneled to the far side. Thomas.
I like that run by Thomas. We've got to get some more diagonal runs to create space down the line, like right here. This should go, could have went into Hoxie down the board.
Dos Santos to drive. Sliwa there. Good position to make that save.
Again, low and at the middle.
Huffman chests it down on the offensive end. Drive by Cruz is blocked. Good work by Orlando to keep it alive, and a foul called. This one's going to be on Mota as he fouled Vanzella outside the box. Free kick Blast.
I think he got bailed out a little bit there. I'm not sure how much of a foul that was.
Quick restart, Donatelli. Cuts it to the near side. Here's Hoxie now for the Blast. Blast reset things with 5:30 left in the first quarter. Good show by Donatelli. Good kick away though on the double team. Good steal by Mota. Drive off the boards. Ball goes through Huffman, and Kalu gathers and turns for Thomas now. Jamie with the run. 3-on-3, finds Kalu near side or far side in the box. Shot, goal! NDI from Kalu, and it's 2-0 Blast.
I got to tell you, Jamie Thomas is creating that. So he's playing balls in and then making runs and dragging defenders with him.
It's just a great ball by Thomas.
Absolutely, it's a ball. He's dragging runs into the box. I think the Blast needs to do a little bit more of that. Their spacing is too far from their midfield to their forwards. So their runs are, there's too great of a distance between the forwards and the midfielders when the forwards are getting the ball.
Well, you identified that early. Just talking about the runners. Again, NDI through the box with no one marking him. It's an easy tap-in for him.
Yeah, listen, let's give Orlando a little credit. Individual defending, they're doing a good job. But defending off the ball is where they seem to be struggling right now.
For Muhammad NDI, his first goal of the season, and Kalu picks up his first assist of the 2019-2020 campaign. Pereira cut off. Quick shot here, but a good block by Rayleigh. And now Jeremy gathers it in the midfield.
Dantas making a run down low. One picked up yet. Sherman finally sees him.
Look at Vinny uses physicality. With a shot, it goes just wide.
Yeah, you can't give Vinny much room and let him make a run untouched there. That deep.
Dantas took it away from Da Silva, but Sliwa took it away momentarily. Here's Dantas again, leaves it far side. Shot and a goal! Juwan Pereira! It's 3-0 Blast.
That is a great finish, right over the shoulder, far post. That's a tough shot.
Well, how about the patience there from Vinny Dantas? Received the ball unmarked, but defenders nearby, and instead of taking the shot himself, he makes one more pass here unselfishly, kicks it over.
Yeah, the defender was just too far off Vinny, and Vinny basically could pick and choose whether he wants to turn and hit it, turn and lay it off.
2 goals for the Blast in 40 seconds. NDI and Pereira. Pereira picks up his first goal of the season. Came in with 5 assists, picks up the goal here to add to that. And for Vinny Dantas, assist number 2 on the season for the Blast forward. Blast take it away again. Kalu, far side, Hoxie. Off the board, shot and goal! Hoxie for Kalu, and it's all Blast right now.
Orlando's shell-shocked right now. The pace is a little bit too much for them right now.
And just physicality in the midfield taking the ball away, and then, Kalu just keeps going.
Well, in the meantime, for the celebration with the Blast, Omar Tapia screaming at the official face-to-face there afterwards, unhappy. And he was warned one more time, and he's going to be in trouble. The official was not having that, but Tapia still jawing back and forth at him.
2 goals in 12 seconds, 3 goals in 52 seconds. And just like that, the Blast have blown it open here against Orlando. Battle in the corner. Dos Santos finds NDI and Muhammad down the wing.
That would have been a great ball off the board to
right?
Mello. Mello
Right.
was making a run.
Melo's unmarked still if they can get it out.
Dos Santos doesn't have an angle to shoot, so he'll just play it back for possession.
So smart there by Adriano, not selfish. Hold on to possession, reset.
Vanzella quickly for Dantas.
Oh, look at that move.
Oh, nice recovery by Sinclair there defensively to win the ball back. Now it gives the SeaWolves a chance to come out with it. O'Dane picked up by Donatelli. Cruz now. Far side, Alvarez. Marked over there by Guernsey, and now Sliwa will carry it. Near corner, Dos Santos. Great physical play.
Look at Vinny getting back post.
Donatelli for Dantas. It's all Blast right now. Blast just kind of doing whatever they want. Rayleigh. Good D here. Job defensively by Alvarez to cut him off and force him back for Kalu.
Right now, there's just no immediate pressure on the ball. The player on the ball can go left, go right, go over the top. So they're not cutting a side off. They're not putting any of the Blast players under pressure where they have to put their head down.
Dantas, good battle with Nascimento on the far side. Now Kalu. Good 1.5 possession time now here for the Blast.
Yeah, I would like to see the Blast continue to attack, though.
Hoxie. Oh, through the box for Mello. Just eluded his foot there, and SeaWolves gather it up.
I don't know how it missed his foot.
Sliwa to the midfield to no one in particular.
Jeremy Raley on the far side if he gets it across.
Raley leaves it. Mello shot. Oh, good block.
Handball. It's got to be a handball.
Let's see.
He made a save.
Yeah, got to be a handball there, right?
Handball. And what's the call? This should be a 2-minute penalty, right? I guess outside the box, so probably not, but a free kick here for the Blast. Here's the replay.
I mean, it's
that
clearly
was
in the box.
outside the box. I think he was 3 feet
Yeah,
in.
he's right in front of the goal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my. In the box.
No, it's a PK. It's a PK.
Got to be a PK,
Yeah.
right?
It's a great save. Fantastic. Got both mitts on it.
That's got to be a card.
Wait, it is. Was that Schmerman, right?
They haven't awarded the card.
Well, I'm sure they'll straighten it out.
Yeah, there it is.
There it
It's
is.
blue
There'll be a
card, yeah.
penalty kick.
I mean, if he doesn't make it, it's a goal.
So, Schmerman leading the SeaWolves in goals this year and always trying to get it done on the other side, too, with the saves.
He's second in saves.
All right, so everybody has to stay midfield now? Or yellow line. Yellow line is what they're rolling. Okay, so everybody yellow line. Dantas will have the penalty kick. And if the Blast do not score, they would be on the power play.
By the way, the Blast are perfect this year on the power play, 100%. Oh, excuse me, 60 on the power play, 100% on the penalty kill. That's probably more important, right?
I was going to say, wow. It'd be fantastic if you're 100% on power plays.
Here we go. Of course, when you get penalty kicks, it makes it that much easier. There's the goal. Dantas puts it home. Second goal of the night for Vinny. It's 5-0 Blast.
Yeah, you're going to see this strike. Sliwa wanted nothing of this ball. Thinking about his family and future children.
That's a good piece.
That's a missile.
I don't know. I think I might have had that one. It's one of my favorite things going in goal is six attacker.
13:21 time of the goal. The penalty kick goal for Vinny Dantas. Schmerman's blast is blocked. Heads it back forward into the offensive end. Dos Santos steals that. Good follow by Diesel. Here we go again, 2-on-1. Oxy with the shot. That goes just wide. And it eluded Pereira somehow as well. Blast will reset.
Brutal that wasn't a goal from Pereira, but I'm still not sure how, or Hoxie, but then I'm not sure how it eluded Pereira at all. Just got away from him.
If Hoxie gets that under control, that inside run by Pereira was wide open. The fundamentals from some of the Orlando guys off the ball is just not there. They're doubling down on the high side, Paul, which is leaving that split in the middle.
Wide open.
You want to, I mean, indoor, outdoor is all the same. You want to take that middle away and force the ball back.
Good outlet. Donatelli now. Cross for NDI, stolen away. Here comes Cruz, cruising through the midfield, and that one put up into the netting. And goalkeeper distribution with 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Wholesale changes for both sides. Distribution by Van Zella to the near side. Schmerman clears it to the midfield. Headed away by Nascimento. Good ball here for Lopes. His shot, that's parried away by Van Zella and cleared. Schmerman runs on. Marked by Kalu. Shot off the crossbar. Well meant there.
Well, and Van Zella got a handle to push it up over the crossbar as well, as he's made it 3 diving saves now.
Tapia will trigger in. Kalu blocks that. 15 seconds left first quarter. One more opportunity here for Orlando. Sinclair's ball's blocked. Thomas clears to the midfield. 5 seconds to go. Nascimento forward. And off the glass into the netting, off the foot of Sinclair. It'll be a goalkeeper distribution with 0.9 seconds left here in the first quarter. All Blast here in the first quarter as they've dominated play here through 15 minutes of play.
It's interesting they've switched Sinclair up top, and I actually thought he was doing a pretty decent job in the back.
That'll do it for the first quarter. Blast, 5 goals in the first. They lead at 5-0 over Orlando. Back with more action after the break. You're watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep their workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our passion and our specialty for more than 100 years. We help protect Maryland workers because connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Our country has changed over the last 80 years. At Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're not just embracing this change, we're driving it in our own backyard. As a local not-for-profit, we're tackling some of the region's biggest health challenges and making care more accessible for you by providing access to digital tools, transforming healthcare for over 3 million of your neighbors, forging new paths to live fearless. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Welcome back to Baltimore. A quick start for the Blast in the first quarter, a little bit of a lull, and then just Armageddon in that last 5 minutes of play as the Blast tally 4 goals in the last 5:11 of that first quarter. Vinny Dantas leads shot to right, not a bad quarter, 2 goals and an assist for the Blast forward.
Yeah, he's a handful for them. And surprisingly, most of it's been done off the ball. Usually Vinny creates by holding guys up, spinning, getting quick shots off, but he's been doing more kind of off the ball today.
Dantas scored at the 56-second mark from Donatelli to get the Blast rolling. And another goal at the 13:21 mark off the penalty kick. The handball from Schmerman. And then he set up Juan Pereira's goal at 10:29 of the quarter. NDI and Kalu also scoring for the Blast. For Kalu, his 3rd goal in 3 games, and he has definitely offered a boost defensively and offensively so far for the Blast in 2019.
Yeah, you can see he's starting to carry himself a little bit more with more confidence, and he's more comfortable. So you can see it in his body language. You can see it in the way he's playing.
Don't forget about the MASL podcast. It returns for the 2019-20 season. Join us as we talk to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and take you behind the scenes of the MASL. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcast on Apple Podcasts. Second quarter underway. Vinny Dantas kicks it to the corner. Pressure by Donatelli. Sliwa off the referee, and I think that was a break for Sliwa because Dantas was getting ready to collect that as it ran around the roulette wheel.
So this is interesting. They're coming out and high pressing even higher here, so we can see if we can exploit them with quick combinations. If they're going to press like this, we have to find someone central.
Dos Santos far side, and Tapia forces him back for Vanzella. Blast trying to feeling this out and getting their feet under them. Diesel makes a run. Huffman picks him up, and Dos Santos now will play again.
I think this is one of the first shifts we see Mike Diesel so far tonight as Dantas wins a turnover.
Yeah, Diesel had a couple shifts in the first quarter,
Look at
toward
Pereira.
the end, I think.
Look at Pereira with a nice little jaunt into the box, but that's knocked away. Dantas Donatelli. Dos Santos was pushed to the floor. And a foul called here. And it'll be a free kick for the Blast. He almost had to call the foul once it affected the play with Dos Santos on the ground.
Yeah, they let it go to see where it was going to develop. It's the right play.
Paul, did you just say something nice about an official?
Sure.
Can we mark that on the clock, please, guys?
But and that, by the way, Lee, that's the oldest play in the book in the MSL, right? Defensively, is when your guy plays the ball, you just push him to the floor.
Yeah,
and
of course.
If they let you do it, then you just keep doing it, right?
Yes. He was dead in the water there because it was a give and go. So right now, this is where they need to make some runs when they're getting the ball in deep.
Dotso swings it for Dos Santos. Thomas. Jamie with a run down the wing. Catches up to it at the turn. Loses control. NDI follows. Or Kalu, that is. And ball played back for Dos Santos.
They have
Hoxie
numbers.
with
They
a
have,
ton of room.
Orlando was changing, giving Hoxie some room. It goes through. Thomas a shot. That's blocked. Sliwa out, making a nice play to the corner. Turnover. Thomas wins it back for the Blast. Hoxie tries to thread the needle, but Schmerman right there defensively to knock that away, and Alvarez carries the mail for Orlando. Sinclair into the net. You talked about it, Lee, that he started in the back, and now he's up front.
yeah, which is, honestly, I'm a little bit surprised because as far as handling the post-up players, he was doing a good job.
Well, and he's a handful regardless, whether he's marking somebody defensively or you have to put a body on him in the offensive or the defensive end. Steele, De Silva, now Neal. Lewis Neal steps onto the floor. Ball kicked away. Pereira lets it go through, goes around Neal, goes right by him. Pereira tries to go by another, but good defensive play by Mota that time. De Silva, quick shot, and good change of direction from Vanzello to make that save.
Great recovery by Mello, and now he's leading the counterattack.
Mello to the corner, turns away from De Silva, and keeps it alive. It's a good run both sides by Jonathan Mello.
Absolutely, great recovery run, and then the first one breaking out.
Now Jeremy Raley steps on. Pereira far side, 3 minutes in. Second quarter, Blast 5-0. NDI cross field for Mello. Good ball here for NDI. Blast just possessing right now.
Yeah, but I like the fact that they're continuously probing up front. So they're probing to the forward, and then if it's not on, then they're coming back.
Pereira goes down, foul called. Neal pleads his case, but it'll be a free kick for the Blast. De Silva with the one-man wall now. Nascimento comes over as well. Donatelli presides. Oh, good crossfield pass and a goal! Sam Guernsey, 6-0 Blast.
What a nice strike, because that took a little bit of a bounce right before it got to him. The technique to keep that down was fantastic. That is way too easy.
So you talk about that, Lee, and the coaching coming off the bench as Vinny Dantas was motioning to NDI, telling him where to move and how to make that run to create that opportunity for Guernsey. As Vinny Dantas was orchestrating that from the bench, signaling the big forward where to move to on that play. Great job coaching from the bench.
Yeah, but that's poor defending by Orlando. Two defenders went with NDI, and obviously that's just connecting a pass and then a nice shot.
All right, so Guernsey's first goal of the year for the Blast. Donatelli picks up his second assist of the game, third on the year. And a quick 6 for the Blast. 3:39, the time of the goal, second quarter. Good defensive play by Alvarez. Here's Cruz now. Blocked by Dantas. Good work
Great
defensively.
job by
yeah.
Vinny. Great job to get back to recognize he needed to rotate there.
Well, and Vinny got more excited about that than he did his first 2 goals.
Well, you know, he's gonna hear that from Danny, so he's really excited. Believe
yeah,
me.
right?
Danny's
Danny's going to be more excited about that.
Of course.
Thomas and
Oh, that's a
Sliwa
penalty kick.
takes
Not a
it.
big card.
Yeah, Thomas taken down. Sliwa the save Off goes Mendoza. And let's see what we're going to have here. Top of the box restart, I guess.
It's going to be outside the box. Ooh, that's close.
Let's see. I think we're going to get another penalty kick.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Dantas has a chance for the hat trick.
What are you thinking if you're Peter Sliwa right now?
I know if I'm sitting in those seats, I'm a little worried.
There's a goal.
He's getting a lot of action.
Up under the bar. Dantas the hat trick for the Blast. And the Blast lead at 7-0.
You know what? Well deserved for Vinny. You know, getting up and down the field. Your teammates appreciate that. When you're a forward and you're getting back and blocking shots, you get rewarded with a PK.
How do you? That's unstoppable. I mean, right up under the bar.
Yeah, listen. I mean, from that close with that pace, I was just joking before. Obviously, if the ball doesn't hit you, you have a good guess to get the ball.
So 2 penalty kicks in the game for Dantas. And the Blast are running away with this one. Steal at the yellow. Mello off the boards in front, and that's knocked away. Good D that time by Orlando. Cruz will set it back up and play it through Sliwa.
To be honest, Paul, I mean, Orlando's on the wrong side of the defender there. If that ball actually comes off the board properly, you know, that's a tap-in goal again. Orlando defensively in transition is constantly caught on the wrong side of the defenders.
Saved by Vanzella. Blast have scored 2 goals in under a minute twice now in this game. They scored 3 goals in under a minute in that first quarter. Sliwa now near the yellow. Blast continue the pressure. They were, playing their game right now. You don't back down. You don't slow down.
Listen, you're at home. You have almost 4,000 packed house here. They're not coming to see you knock the ball around, right?
Absolutely. And we've seen so many things in this game, especially on this field. You just got to keep playing.
Absolutely.
No lead is ever safe.
That's 3 lines. Oh, it hit.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call there, as well into the offensive end. He was behind the defensive yellow.
Good job by the officials to communicate.
So we'll get a set piece here for the Blast at the yellow. Three-man wall, Mello, Rayleigh, and kind of sloppy there on that restart.
Yeah, that was set up perfectly. If Rayleigh gets that ball down low, he's got time to set it up, take a touch, and even take a shot or hit it back post.
Huffman in the corner, marked by Rayleigh. Good help by NDI getting back, and now a 3-on-2 for the Blast. And Thomas got tripped up by the turf monster. NDI keeps going, and finally the ball blocked away.
I saw him pop up from the Chesapeake sign. He got turf monster.
I mean, Andrew, you've been down that field. Those are the parts of the field. It's new turf, but those logos are a little tricky.
Well, I don't think it was a seam. I think he just tripped on his foot.
Oh no,
It
he
didn't look like
just
turf.
his toe just got caught.
Blast to have it, under 8 to play first half. Thomas, shot blocked there by Nascimento. Good work. Given away though, Guernsey keeps it alive. Donatelli. Quick left-footed shot goes just wide.
Great
How many
shot.
times has he done that at home so far? I can think of at least 4.
Tony actually missed Guernsey on that one. Guernsey played the ball, checked away, and then made a nice little curl run in.
Now Guernsey miscommunicates with Donatelli. Steal. Dos Santos right there for the Blast. Adriano with a quick touch. Donatelli tries to touch for Dos Santos, and Adriano points to the boards and says, Tony, off the boards, not across.
Yes, and he will do it. Look at that. That's great leadership. Tony is getting into DeSantos to get back on defense. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's laying into him, and that's, number one, that's the sign of great camaraderie between the guys, but that's great leadership.
Chance now goes under the foot of Pereira. Sliwa will play this. Good ball to the corner. Huffman over there. Quick shot by Schmerman is blocked. He yells at the official for a handball.
Yeah, the ball is about 2 feet from the player. How's he supposed to
move his hand, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional. His hand was just sitting there.
And I think his hand was across his chest.
Well, the referee's indicating that it hit his elbow, actually, but
clear by Dos Santos. Nifty footwork by Pereira. He's still battling Cruz, and finally Cruz able to win it. Sliwa gets away. Dantas steals. Dantas through 2 defenders. Pereira shot, saved by Sliwa as he got the hand down, and he just kind of shakes his head as he gets up.
No, it's a great save. I actually thought that was a good decision. I know that Mello was back post, but that actually would have been a tough angle for Mello.
Yeah, that would have been probably one too many passes.
I think so.
It's a good look.
I'm surprised Pereira didn't give it a little toe poke, being an old futsal guy.
Orlando gets it into the offensive end with 5:40 left first half. Nascimento, blocked away. Nice job defensively by Mello that time.
Vanzella was there, but the way that was hooking, I think if Mello doesn't get ahead there, that's a goal.
Oh, there's one. Nice shot and a goal. Alvarez puts it home. There goes the shutout.
Yeah, Adriano's not going to be happy about that one.
Timeout on the floor as Orlando gets their first goal of the game. Mario Alvarez's first goal of the season. Take a look here. Great give and go on the goal by Orlando. 7-1 Blast. 5:23 left in the half. Back with more on NBC Sports Washington. Welcome back to Baltimore, 7-1 Blast. Let's go to Andrew Primrose.
Well, I tell you what, that's about as mad as I've seen Danny Kelly so far this year. And you would not think his team was up 7-1 at half as he was ripping into his team there, unhappy with the defensive effort by the Blast. So we'll see their play picks up here as coach not happy even with a 7-1 lead.
Well, Lee, I think there's some things you got to talk about. Sloppy play on the restarts, that last goal that was scored, and I think he's got every right.
Listen, there's a reason why the Blast has won so many championships. There's a reason why Danny and David have been so successful as coaches, because you cannot turn off doing the right things every single time.
Oh, here's a shot and a goal. Great setup by Hoxie. Donatelli runs through, and the Blast answer, it's 8-1. Message received. Great ball here. Great run by Donatelli with the left foot.
Well, was that going in for Foxy? Did Donatelli snipe one?
No. It was wide.
No,
Okay.
God, no.
It's a great pass.
Nope, you're right. Going too far. But for Donatelli, you see the celebration here as he goes under the shirt and a little baby notice up there, sending a message up to the crowd.
Well, Tony Donatelli's first goal of the season. Donatelli also has 2 assists tonight. And numerous Blast players are piling up the points right now.
Yeah, I'm sure Danny would like to get a few more here and then maybe get in some of his younger players some regular shifts, maybe give William a little bit of a break.
Well, that's what I was just getting ready to ask, Lee. Do you go with Zierhofer, who we haven't seen yet this season? Do you try and switch William out?
You know what? Honestly, I'm not there at 10 o'clock in the morning every day at practice, so I don't know where he is developmentally. So I'm not sure. Obviously, I think if Danny thinks he's ready and he wants to give him some minutes, this would be a perfect time.
Shot by De Silva, blocked by Vanzella. Cruz steals it back. Blast take it away. Here's Kalu now, 3-on-2. Cuts it back for Mello. Mello chips on Sliwa, he makes the save.
What a nice save, but what a great ball against the grain by Kalu. All the defenders were shifting left. He plays it across the grain to Mello.
Just another odd man rush, right, Lee, for the Blast in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, nice patience by Sliwa there to wait for that ball to come to him. Not force it and staying back to make the save as Mello tried to chip it over him.
Now Cemento back for his keeper.
Remember the days when you couldn't go back to your keeper?
Yeah, I remember those. Here's a drive wide. Rebound, that's up into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella. You remember they changed that rule where you couldn't go back past across the line? And
absolutely. Then you knew when your goalkeeper was mad at you because he would stick you right over the yellow line with a tough one.
Good clear. Huffman, though, settles. Far side, Mota. Quick turn. Nice job by Alvarez. Chips it to the corner. That's wide. Off the boards, and Dos Santos clears with 2:40 left in the half. Steal by Dantas.
Going for 4 here.
Touches with the left foot, but Huffman there defensively to steal it away. His drive parried away by Vanzella.
Orlando is not waiting offensively. They're not creating possessions in the offensive end.
2 on none. Dos Santos. Dantas to the goal. Number 4 for Dantas. Hope he's okay. Blast lead at 9-1.
Jimmy Thomas is down on the defensive end. He's holding his leg down. He's grabbing at the knees, so we'll see what happens there.
Replay as Dantas gets to the far post and puts it home.
Yeah, Vinny had to work for that one. A little bit too heavy here on the pass, but honestly, he probably had to put that kind of weight to get it by the sliding defender.
Not a good look for Jimmy Thomas as he's writhing on the field on the back end of that play.
Wow, he's moving it already on his own. He kind of stretched it out, so.
And Jamie's going right off. He's not going to the bench.
Wow, there's only 2:20 left. I'm sure they're just going to take a quick look at him and bring him to the locker room.
So Dantas number 4 from Dos Santos. Time of the goal, 12:40.
Wonder if William got away with one there.
It was
looked
close.
like it was a little bit out of the box.
It was definitely close.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was helped out because the referee was screened.
William gave Hoxie a little wave there. He threw it on the wrong side
That's
of
3.
the wrong side of his body.
Well, now the concern becomes Jamie Thomas.
Mello calls the play. Pereira's got a lot of room on the right side.
Hoxie's drive hits the stanchion post. Goes out of play. It'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Sliwa.
Jamie got up pretty quick on his own, so hopefully it's not too bad.
Jamie down there with Blast athletic trainer Heather Kolbus. Long distribution from Sliwa is headed away by Donatelli. NDI chips it far side. Donatelli chases it down. Schmerman cuts him off. Diesel's blast goes off the referee, and caroms back to midfield.
Diesel and Schmerman are getting into a little bit, exchanging some words of running up the field.
I mean, is Mike Diesel even playing if he's not mixing it up with somebody?
And that's what I love about him.
Raley with the run. Nice job by Mendoza back defensively, and Raley puts an elbow into him.
That's a smart tactical foul there.
Quick restart, they let it go, and the Blast clear the zone.
No way.
Another nice defensive play by Raley. Ball into the crowd off of Orlando. It'll be a kick in for the Blast. 1:11 left first half. Vinny Dantas with 4 first half goals in a 9-goal onslaught by the Blast here in half number 1. Sinclair pressures. Blast beat that. Pereira now plays keep away. Vanzella sweeps it near side Dos Santos. Kalu turns. Kalu still battling, and foul called on Kalu. Free kick Orlando.
Little late step there by Nendai. They had that. They had the pressure. It was a late step.
SeaWolves. Clear. Vanzella off his line. Oh, near giveaway. Now here's a chance. Deal with the shot. That's blocked. Oh, De Silva misses an open net. Schmerman runs on. That's blocked by Kalu. Nice job there. Out of play. It'll be a free kick for Orlando.
It's amazing the difference between a great press and a press that's broken easily. Like literally you have one guy who is no more than 2 feet, 2-3 feet slow in closing down.
That's the difference.
And what was an amazing press where you have him has now been broken and you're man down. I mean, there's such a fine line when you're trying to press a team.
Vanzella to the corner. NDI ties up. And a foul called on Muhammad. 3 seconds left. SeaWolves come out with it, but I don't know if they have time for a shot here. Ball taken away, and that'll do it. End of the half, all Blast. Blast put 9 up on the board. Vinny Dantas with 4 of those 9. And it was overall a dominant performance by Baltimore in that first half, Lee.
Yeah, top to bottom, I think defensively, a little lax toward the end, but overall, not giving away many shots, and then offensively, putting on a little bit of a show here.
Dantas with 4. Donatelli picks up his first goal of the 2019 campaign, and also Juwan Pereira, after coming in with 5 assists, picks up his first goal of the 2019 campaign as well. Let's go down to the field. Andrew Primrose standing by with Blast assistant coach David Bascom. Andrew?
Down here with David Bascom. And David, a little bit better first half than what we saw the last time you and I talked. What's working well for the Blast?
I think what's working is that, number one, we're getting players in the box, yeah? And the other thing that's working is that, you got a team that's not playing well. So we'll be able to capitalize and find those execution spaces easy. We have to be mindful, though, yeah? And be mindful means is that we cannot get too complacent because the game will slow down. We made more errors, unforced errors in the second quarter. This means is that we feel everything's just going to come to us.
So I noticed that when you guys had the time out there late in the first half, you and Danny both very vocal, very getting into the team after you surrender your first goal there. Defensively, how do you create that enthusiasm? How do you create that passion for, in a blowout situation?
Well, we have to look at the game and take the game overall, right? I mean, goals go in is one thing, but when, you can score goals, but you also cannot play well. One of the biggest things we have to continue to do is getting our front guys. That's our first line of defense. That's number one. Number two, we cannot come out second half and have a gap between the defenders and the forwards. That will create an issue. And what happens is that, you got Orlando that's playing open. They're playing open football, and they end up finding those little pockets. If it's another team, they will punish us for our mistakes, and that's what we're getting away with.
At what point do you start to look at trying to get younger players in? You got Zierhofer, the second goalie, dressed today. Do you guys start to look at that at a certain point?
Well, it's not we ain't shooting that way that fast. We can be up 13-0. But we still have our first players, our first line players that still need to collect some rhythm. I don't think we're playing great. We're playing enough to win this game. So we need to kind of, keep creating that that team bond on the field, then we can get players coming in.
Gotcha. All right, well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, thanks.
That's Blast assistant coach David Bascom. If you want to learn from the pros both on and off the field, check out David's Leadership Academy. For more information on David's Leadership Academy, you can go to bflacademy19 at gmail.com and learn from David both on and off the field. 9-1 Blast at the break. We'll take a timeout, come back after these commercials, have second half action for you. Blast 9, Orlando 1 on NBC Sports Washington. Welcome back to Blast Soccer. Blast lead at 9-1 at the half, and I don't think you get any more dominant that first half, Lee.
No, listen, they were dominant at both ends. I know that David was a little critical of some of the defending lapses at the end of the quarter, but in general, that was a thoroughly dominating half.
Talked about Vinny Dantas. Take a look at the first half highlights. Vinny had a big game, Lee, or big half, I should say, and it all started right off the bat, 56 seconds in.
Yep, caught him in transition, found himself in the box. It's a great run and easy tap in.
Great feed from Donatelli. Then we see another great ball into the box. NDI, the beneficiary here. Great Kalu is really giving the Blast a spark this year.
Yep, he's coming in. He's creating a lot of energy on both ends of the field.
Pereira from Dantas, his first goal of the game. Then Hoxie with a nice run. Another great ball off the boards. You know, we didn't talk about that enough in the first half. Dantas' penalty kick here, but the Blast using the boards to create offense.
Absolutely. Orlando's just not following their runners well.
Great set piece there as Donatelli went across field. Dantas again off the free kick. And it was all Blast 6-0. Then finally, Orlando gets on the board. Nice give and go here. The goal by Alvarez made it 7-1, but the Blast came right back. Great feed, Hoxie across the box for Donatelli, who makes a nice run, 8-1. And then at the end of the half, Dantas caps it off. A great run to the back post. All adds up to a 9-1 lead for the Blast.
So when you're looking at the little things, Paul, when you're looking at those goals, you had 2 or 3 goals that the Blast scored, balls off the box. Balls off the boards in the box. But look at the Orlando players. They're poking, waiting for the ball to come to them, not attacking the ball.
All right, let's go down to Andrew Primrose down by the Orlando bench. Andrew?
Well, actually, I switched over as Coach came back on the field. He was focused on getting his guys ready. Obviously, not a lot of happiness on the Orlando sideline with the way they played that first half. So he's focused on the second half. He was great talking before the game. But right now they're focused, coming back here, down 9-1. Now time with his guys out there.
All right, Lita Chantarette. Thank you, Andrew. Lita Chantarette, I'll put your coach's hat on. Let's start being up 9-1. How do you approach your team in that scenario?
Well, you approach them the same way as you did at the beginning of the game. Listen, habits are created with every shift. And you want them to come out and take care of all the little things just like they did at the beginning of the game. Have a killer instinct that will prepare them for really tough games.
Defensive clearance by Pereira, so a top of the arc restart for Orlando here. And then Lee, how do you get back into an 8-goal deficit? You can't score 8 goals at once. You have to build up to that and just do little things, right?
Listen, if I'm the Orlando coach, it's just competing.
There's a chance
every
for Huffman.
shift.
Yeah, Huffman with the chance on the near post, it goes out of play. But yeah, just working hard, right? Working hard every shift and see what you can do.
Working hard every shift, but then trying to be where they need to be. Too often they're caught on the wrong side of the offensive players, and the Blast has really punished them with their movement.
You know, Lee, I think the other thing too is, you know, when you talk about playing as a team, it's about momentum. It's about, you know, little things and building up things. And you keep playing because you can create good habits. Even though you're down, maybe you don't win this game, but you do things habit-wise to make a difference moving forward.
Absolutely, and listen, championship teams want to kill teams.
There you go, there's a goal. I believe a deflection in front. Cruz gets it, and just like that, Orlando's on the board.
You know, they're doing exactly what I'm sure their coach wanted them to do. They're coming out with a little bit more energy. They've now put 3 balls in the box in the first, 30 seconds here.
Cruz from Alvarez. For Cruz, his first goal of the season, 38 seconds into the third quarter, and the Blast on alert as Orlando scores first here in the third quarter.
Let's see the response here from the Blast.
Well, and some good news right off the bat for the Blast as Jamie Thomas takes his shift, so that knee injury not too serious. He's back out there running full speed.
Kalu battles along the near boards, and now an injury. Schmerman is down, grabbing his foot.
Blast number 14, Kalu. Free kick for Orlando.
Schmerman's up and limping towards the Orlando bench. Maybe Maybe got kicked in the foot there.
Yeah, I think Kalu swung to get the ball and just missed the ball and kicked him.
Header towards the far side. Van Zella reads that. Quick distribution for the far side for Thomas.
It's funny, from down here, it was kind of right in front of me. I thought St. Clair was the one that kicked him.
Friendly fire, huh?
Yeah, Kalu ended up getting him.
Good ball, quick touch by NDI, that's blocked.
Great follow by Jamie.
Double team along the near boards. They're gonna call drop ball here, maybe?
No, I think it was a foul.
No, drop ball.
NDI. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was the call then?
I guess just because everyone went down in a heap.
Yeah, they were on top of the ball. They called the drop ball.
Oh, okay.
Steal by Orlando. Sinclair runs it down far side. His pass backwards is stolen away, and a good lead pass for Pereira. Look at the speed by Juwan. Juwan in, cross, NDI, can't get a foot on it. Crosses back far side, and it goes through everyone.
Great job by Pereira to get that ball back post. A little unfortunate. Great break, though.
Now, if you're NDI, Lee, and you're making that run, do you have to make that run more toward the goal, or is he in good position there on the back post?
No, he's in good position. The ball is just a little bit too far in front of him.
Look at Pereira again with a great run down the wing. Steal by Mello. Gamma. Quick shot, that's blocked. Nice job by Orlando. They made the adjustment defensively. They're in the lanes now, blocking shots.
Is this Gamma's first shift?
Yeah, I think so. First or second of the game. He wasn't out very often in that first half. 3 lines. You know, this damaged 9 goals today, and no Peruzzi today, no Victor France still yet for the Blast, and yet they're still humming on all cylinders right now offensively.
That's a great sign. Look at the end of the day, the more guys who can score for you, the more difficult you are to stop.
Donatelli directing traffic. Pereira back heel. Dos Santos mishit that one.
That's twice now they drew up that play for the side where there's an overload, and it was on, and it was just not executed well.
Well, the first time it was pretty brutal. They got closer that time, right?
Yeah, true.
Third time's going to be the charm.
Oh, quick touch for Dos Santos, just too far. Neal steals it.
It's okay. That's a great run by Adriano and a nice ball by Vinny, just a little too far in front of him.
SeaWolves possess. Nascimento far side. Sliwa with some pressure by Dos Santos. Finds Alvarez with some room. Quick touch goes around, shot off the glass, board's no good, and then how did Van Zella get back in front to make that save?
He was 5 feet away, and then he was on the ball. I don't know where he came from.
He really mishit that one. We got a little bit lucky there, but I got to tell you right now, Danny cannot be happy at the amount of players that are running free right now. In the first half, we were following our runners and we were goal side. Not so much here in the beginning of this third quarter.
Van Zella clears the line. Quick shot goes wide. Run down on this near side by Tapia. Cruz now in his own end.
Now, Lee, it's one of those situations where we've seen Danny do this before in games with big leads. If Orlando gets a score here, he might call a time just to get a little coaching time with a big lead.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
Far side Thomas. As you mentioned, Andrew, good to see Jamie back on the field. You never know with those injuries, Lee. Sometimes you can walk off, but those knee injuries are just tricky.
Yeah, it always scares me when no one's around them and they go down.
3-on-2. Toe poke by Dos Santos, and Sliwa puts the hand up and makes the save. Corner kick here for the Blast. Mello will preside on this. Two-man wall for the SeaWolves.
Like to see maybe Nendai cutting through, but he looks like he's too far out.
From the top of the box shot instead. Rebound and a goal! NDI says just keeps going, and he scores from the box to make it 10-2.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for the keeper. He makes the save, but he doesn't parry it wide. He parries it straight down in the middle, and NDI follows his shot and finishes it.
NDI off the rebound. second goal of the game. Here's the replay. Sliwa just, that's that same situation, Lee. The ball gets on you so quick here that Sliwa never had a chance to really control the save. It just kind of hit his hands and came back out.
Yeah, but have you noticed, Paul, over the last, I would probably say maybe 3 to 5 years, keepers don't make the effort to catch the ball anymore?
Yes, they just kind of, they want to parry it somewhere.
They parry it to where, you know, right now I could hear 10 guys screaming to kill Brett Phillips or Heilman if they drop that ball, right? Like,
yeah,
you're like, catch the ball. Why are you parrying it?
No, but I will say this though, Lee, in his defense, in this arena.
Right, it does come up on you quick.
So much harder because the ball is just on you. You know, Williams talked about that before, how you just have to be ready right away because it's just, I don't know if it's, you know, just, because look at, oh, here's a chance for the blast. Good play there, and Pereira's down. Looks like he's going to be okay, but I don't know if it's just the kind of the optics, but the ball just gets on them so fast.
Yeah.
Because the field is structured, it looks the same way, it's just smaller. Comes Thomas now. Thomas run into by Cruz with the body. Jamie Thomas on the floor again, but he's going to get up here, and it's going to be a foul on Orlando. Melo presides here, two-man wall.
Vinny was coming over. He wanted to take the shot. Melo said no.
Crossfield, Thomas. Or check that Rayleigh on that far side. He kicks it.
Fantastic clear.
He kicks it out of play.
That was a great ball by Melo. Just unlucky. Caught on the wrong side of the foot from Rayleigh.
Vinny gave a look over there. You waved me off of that? I think he's going to say something to Rayleigh.
The Silva far side. Here's Moda. Back for Cruz. Marked by Donatelli. SeaWolves were changing, so they turn it over. Now, Dantas gives it away. Vanzella with the piece to make the save, and Dos Santos now battles the double team far side and breaks it out. Good ball here, Dantas. One-on-one, run off by Lopes. Dantas keeps fighting, and finally, Schmerman able to take it away.
That's a great defensive play by Lopez to make the stop, but not pick up the foul. And here's the foul on the other side. Santos gets one.
Tapia goes down, foul called there.
Delay a game.
Delay a game warning on the blast. Now, I really should put this ball behind the yellow line, but yeah, he was fouled way back in the midfield. Referee moves the ball back about 6 inches. And
well, in fairness, Jamie kicked it away. Otherwise, he might have known where it was.
Yeah, there you go. Two-man wall for the blast, Thomas and Dantas. Schmerman drives it into the netting above the goal. So goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella. William distributes. NDI heads it to the corner. Dangerous pass here. Cruz does well to get it out of his own side. Huffman settles. Now Schmerman. Left foots it into the corner, no one home. Pereira gathers it. And sets up for the blast. Tapia with pressure. Vanzella swings it far side. Dos Santos with some nifty footwork on that far side to keep it away from Huffman. Blast, in no hurry to get out of their side. Dos Santos with time and space now.
See, Tapia's making a real error there. When Pereira's playing that ball, you know he's going to get it back, but he's backing off and allowing the keeper to play it back to him, and it's an easy switch. So once again, the press is great, but then someone doesn't do their job and it's easily broken.
Well, Lee, we talk about this all the time, right? It's five guys, and if one guy isn't doing their job,
right,
then it doesn't matter. NDI loses it. Thomas regathers. Shot goes wide, far side. Dos Santos runs it down. Blast control.
How much do you think Dos Santos is enjoy running on turf instead of sand?
A lot.
I don't know. If you're on sand, you're by the beach.
That's a good point. Point well taken, Lee. When we walk outside, it'll be 35 tonight.
Exactly.
I'm sure it was much warmer where Adriano was. Here he comes. Behind Mello, good recovery by Mello, and now Adriano wins it. And Blast are out hustling Orlando at every step.
Yeah, they're starting to get the rhythm back, although the first 5 or so minutes, I thought that Orlando came out with a little bit more energy than the Blast.
Well, then you can hear in the background the new announcement is this was a record-breaking crowd. You mentioned 3,700. This was the biggest crowd in the 3-year history of CQ Arena.
I think did I hear Gary St. Hours mention 37-25?
37-25, the official call.
Very nice. Great crowd today. Great parade of champions before the game. Great atmosphere. The Blast are giving them their money's worth on the field tonight, 10-2 as we play here in the third. Wow, good, well-met shot by Schmerman, goes up over the bar.
He's done that a couple times tonight. Hasn't gotten on frame yet.
Diesel wins it.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Quick shot off the crossbar. Rebound up into the netting by Alvarez. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. 5:56 left in the third. Blast lead at 10-2. Back with more on NBC Sports Washington.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast lead at 10-2. 5:56 left here in the third quarter. Two teams have exchanged goals here in the third quarter. Cruz got Orlando on the board early, but then a response from NDI. NDI picking up 2 goals here, his first 2 goals of the season tonight against the SeaWolves. Distribution for Van Zella for Pereira.
So, Paul, what do you think has been the difference this quarter so far with not only the number of goals we've scored, but the number of opportunities we've created?
As far as what, from the first half?
From the first half.
Being less?
Yeah, being less.
I think that Orlando's done a much better job of staying with the runners and actually creating some offense for themselves. And they played better here the first 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Yes, I definitely give Orlando credit with coming out with some more energy. But I think the Blast is going front to back a little bit too fast. So we're not stretching them out and to allow the runner to go through like Pereira, who's free right now, by making a simple pass, right?
Well, there you go. Kalu with the drive just over the bar. That last possession was back to the first half, right?
So, creating a couple passes to draw the team out and then getting some runners in behind them. First half of this third quarter, it's been a lot of just trying to get the ball up top too quickly.
Far side Alvarez, and Van Zella clears that. Williams just so good, not just in goal, but around and having a feel for when to play the ball, when not to play the ball.
Yeah, listen, he's good with his feet. He's got some experience. it helps. It helps having someone back there who's composed on the ball with their feet.
It is a fine line, though.
Yes, it is.
I know.
Sometimes they feel too comfortable.
Well, I've talked to guys that say, at some points, sometimes when you're that good, your team starts to rely on you a little bit too much. Good run by Mello. And goes for a little jog through the midfield and plays it back for Vanzella.
One thing to note here is Andrew Hoxie has not joined the bench in the second half here. Coming out, and he has not joined the bench. So more information there, but as of right now, the big forward not out on the field for the Blast.
All right. I didn't see him go down with any injury in that first half.
Yeah, I didn't see him even when he was running to the bench. I didn't notice that he was limping to the bench.
Ball too far for Mota. Dos Santos battles the double team. Gets it for Donatelli. Cruz a drive and a goal off of Raley. Eduardo Cruz puts it home, his second goal of the third quarter, 10-3. Well, the SeaWolves just overloaded that whole side. Their whole team was in the corner.
Yeah, it was one of those where, guys are just battling in the in the corner, and the ball pops out and ends up popping out to one of their guys. And you don't get out fast enough to block the shot. Williams screened, and it ends up in back of the net.
Assist goes to Sinclair, 11:22 time of the goal. Sinclair's first assist of the season. And Cruz picks up his second goal of the quarter, his second goal of the season.
If you're Orlando right now, you got to be real happy with how the second half has gone to that first half.
No, that's what we talked about. Just keep working hard and trying to create good habits, and we've seen that. And it's paid dividends here in the third quarter.
And this is why at halftime, David Bascom wasn't thinking about, who are they going to get in.
Right.
Because momentum can change.
Good distribution from Sliwa, far side for Huffman. Marked by Donatelli. Schmerman thought about pulling the trigger, but Thomas was in good defensive position. First real possession time we've seen for Orlando here in the third quarter. Good ball far side for Alvarez. Dos Santos picks him up. Oh, nice flick there. Huffman turns, shot, and off the crossbar. Still loose, and Thomas clears. Gamma with the handball, and we'll get a free kick here for Orlando.
I think we got a little lucky there. Adriano's trying to head that back in traffic to William. You just got to head that out. You just got to get that up and out, or maybe even out for a corner kick.
Referee backs up the wall. Two-man wall. Here's Schmerman now. I'm betting he's going to drive this one. He does, and Vanzella slides over to make the save. Ball off the turn, and Vanzella reads that off the boards. Oh, great distribution to the far corner.
That's the best throw Williams made in a couple years. You think?
Yes, but look at the difference. So the distribution in the corner to Jamie, and no one to support Jamie.
Yeah.
No one to support Jamie there.
Mello turns, cuts it to the middle. Raley runs on. Far side for Pereira.
Glue now picked up coming off the bench.
Good run by Mello. Good step in by Pereira, and the Blast win the ball back. Dantas. Good cut. Shot, goal. Oh, come on. Vinny Dantas, number 5, and it's 11-3.
And that is just got to be disheartening for Orlando, right? Because to be honest, they're in really good shape there. That's just individual talent.
Look at this cut.
It's one guy beating two guys, and then really finding the back post. That's a great finish.
13:29 the time of the goal. 11-3 Blast. That's just not fair.
So this will be a test of character here for Orlando. They've come out and had a really good quarter so far. Does that goal dishearten them a little bit?
All the good work for Orlando, and we're tied at 2 here in the third quarter. Both teams scoring 2 goals. Sliwa to the middle. Cruz works his way out of the midfield. De Silva leaves it, shot, that's off the top of the glass. Parried away by Vanzella, that's blocked. And nice job as Diesel got a foot on it and put it over the glass.
But once again, Paul, Blast is caught on the wrong side of the offensive player. Getting beat down the field.
Here's Sinclair. Two-man wall for the Blast. Schmerman. Cruz in the middle. That's good read by Kalu, and it's blocked into the crowd.
I haven't seen a good log roll in a long time.
There
Pereira just went down for the log roll. I haven't seen that since, what do you call it? Barry.
Wow.
Or Dieter.
Wow.
Jason Dieter was a master of that.
Drive by Sliwa off the glass. De Silva gathers in the corner. Under a minute to play, third quarter. Cruz on the far side, marked by Pereira. Moda, taken away by Donatelli, but Moda recovers, and now they'll go back for Sliwa with under 40 to play for third quarter. This is the big difference in this arena. You can go back to your keeper under a minute, and it's not even like, it doesn't even phase you because there's plenty of time left.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, that's really true, yeah. I didn't think about it in that manner, but
I mean,
yeah. Back in the,
If you're in a regular arena, right, or a big-sized arena, who plays the ball back to their keeper with 40 seconds left and thinks you're going to have a chance to score, right?
Yep, true.
But here, it's like, oh, no big deal. It'll be back in the other side in like 3 seconds. Donatelli with the free kick, and this goes wide. 20 seconds left. Blast run it down. NDI off the boards in front. Diesel clears. Second time a charm. Donatelli down the wing. Run off by Sinclair.
Oh.
4 seconds.
That's 2
and
minutes.
2 minutes here on NDI.
That's a silly challenge.
Silly challenge on the far boards in the offensive end with 3.7 seconds left in the third quarter.
Whether he got him or not, they're going to pull 2 minutes there.
So NDI will come to the box, and we'll talk about the Orlando power play, because as I mentioned earlier, the Blast penalty kill is perfect, and the Orlando SeaWolves are looking for their first power play goal of the season.
I smell
Right?
I smell a man down goal.
Little shorty?
Little shorty.
All right. Well, with 3.7 left, they can't kick the ball 3 lines, so they'll play it back for Sliwa. They'll talk about it at the end of the third quarter and set the power play up to start in the fourth. Blast lead it after 3. It's Blast 11, Orlando 3. Back with fourth quarter action. You're watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington. Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast in control after 3 quarters of play, 11-3 Blast. Don't forget about Kick This. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. You can find Kick This every Saturday at 11 Eastern on iHeartRadio. And the Blast would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Paul. We might have a slight delay here. Start the field as they're working. Facilities is working on the boards on the far side. Referees just told both teams.
Where?
By the DJ booth. They got a ladder up and they're working on it, but they're waiting for confirmation that the boards are fixed and ready.
Looks like we're good.
They just signaled over that we're good to go, so we'll be able to start on time. Good job by the grounds crew here.
And hats off to the whole support staff here at Towson that puts up the field and the boards and takes them down. Obviously, here at Towson, there's a lot of stuff going on, men's basketball, women's basketball, start of the season volleyball as well. And by the way, congratulations to Towson, the women's volleyball team. They won their first ever NCAA tournament match on Friday.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
They ran the table in the CAA to end the season and then won on Friday night to advance to the second round. But the people here do a great job of getting these boards up, getting the field up, and putting it in good shape. And hats off to those folks that come in here and do that every game.
Absolutely. I used to marvel at watching them put the boards up and the carpet down before games and after games. It's not easy work.
Well, they got to be happy with this new turf here, not patched together, but a nice solid blue turf, beautiful turf here. Ed Hale made the investment in getting the high quality turf for his team, and it's a beautiful arena here, and it's packed tonight.
All right, NDI in the box for 1:57 here to start the fourth quarter. Blast underway, they kick it into the corner. And as we usually see, Blast high pressure on their penalty kill.
Yeah, Orlando did a really good job of breaking the Blast high press.
Big
shot.
save already for Vanzella. Dos Santos clears.
Paul, when did Adriano get back from, what do you call it? Beach.
Beach last week.
Last week, okay.
He's been training for about a week.
Okay.
Cruz to the corner. Pressure by Mello. Here's Sinclair with a good pass. Schmerman. His drive, another save. Rebound and a goal. So Vanzella gets the first one, but Sinclair right there to put home the rebound. And a power play goal, the first one of the season for Orlando. It's 11-4 Blast.
First one of the season for Orlando, and the first one given up by the Blast this year.
Well, nothing you can do there. I mean, give up that rebound.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it ties back to the conversation you just had about ball parrying away versus absorbing the shot there.
Yeah.
Not that William could, but
no, not from that angle, not with that power. But I think the Blast actually is not going to be happy about that one either. They kind of got caught sleeping a little bit on the rebound.
Alvarez has it taken away. Diesel plays it back for Vanzella.
Oh, good job by Mikey there.
Gama in the corner. Double team wins the ball, but Diesel with a nice follow. Blast swing it near side for Kalu. This is the thing that's so tough about coming back on the Blast, is they just possess the ball so much that you don't get many opportunities. Donatelli with a touch, that's blocked. Corner here, or I should say just a restart. No, they're going to put it on the corner box. I should say the corner dot.
Gama's had a couple good shifts here. He's done some good things. I mean, he's getting caught a little bit with the speed when guys are doubling him, but overall, he's done a good job.
Great save by Sliwa there on the drive by Pereira. So we'll do it again on the other side. really struggling getting the ball over the glass over there.
All right, at some point we just got to, there we go. At some point we just got to get another ball.
Schmerman was going into the
Shit.
crowd there.
Yeah, right.
You gotta love that effort.
Skip it.
Diesel.
I thought Mikey was going to skip that to Kalu.
Neal pressures Vanzella up for Gamma. Pushed by Schmerman. The referee says play on.
So Gavis getting some shifts at that high point position with Andrew Hoxie not in there.
Yeah, he's done a good job, you know. He's absorbed the ball. He gets his body in front, holds it up well. He's laid a couple nice balls off. He's not recognizing the doubles along the boards quick enough, but that comes with time.
Da Silva carries the mail and now plays it back for Schmerman. Well, nice touch by Da Silva for Sinclair. That's blocked. Neal runs on with the left foot, but Vanzella right there to make that play.
Adriano all alone.
Dos Santos rarely overlaps, but Dos Santos pulls it back instead. Dantas, good for number 6. Flicks it far side. Mello can't get to it. Dantas runs Sinclair off the ball.
Like to see them move the ball a little quicker here. Just start to shift Orlando again.
Run down the boards by Thomas. In case you're just joining us, Jamie went off in the second quarter, but is back. Dos Santos tries to play the boards, that's blocked. Again, Dantas runs Sinclair off, and O'Dane runs to the bench in frustration as again he couldn't win the ball.
Oh, great switch by Schmerman coming off the back. Took out Adriano, making a move.
Pereira far post, that's kicked away.
That's a great ball by Pereira. I thought Mendai should have made a run through the box there.
Well, that's chemistry right there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Bad touch by Mello forces Dos Santos back, and he'll play for Vanzella. Turn by Mello, NDI. Good target play, can he keep it alive? Deflected to the corner. Most dangerous part of the field for a defender is that corner. And Orlando does a nice job of clearing. Huffman far side. Pereira nice block. And Rayleigh runs into it. Taken back. Good steal by Alvarez. Alvarez turns and scores!
Go.
Nifty footwork by Alvarez, his second of the game. It's 11-5.
Alvarez has created some problems individually. He's very skillful one-on-one.
I thought he was going to pass this, but instead, he got to the middle of the field and created a good angle for himself and scored.
He has, but he's also done that a number of times, and he's only going to his right. So at some point, the defenders have to realize that, shade to that side of the body and force him to his left.
So, I guess the question now is, if you're Orlando, why not go 6th attacker here?
Honestly, I am normally, as you know, I love going 6th attacker. I'm like, look, lose by 5, lose by 10, it doesn't matter, you lose. But right now, being a young franchise on the road, I think right now their coach is going to, if they can continue, right, to keep up this pace, they'll have something positive to build at the end of the game, saying, hey, in the second half, the score was 4-4 or 3-4, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So in that regard, I wouldn't pull it this early.
Foul on Guernsey. What if they make it like 11-7?
Well, and that being said, there's nothing that
Yes.
says in the fourth quarter that you can't play him up. You know, he's allowed to cross midfield as a goalie in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
He
but
can play as an offensive
Yes,
goalie.
but we don't know what his feet are
yeah,
like.
I don't think Sliwa has the footwork for that. I mean,
Right. Once again, we're not there at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we don't know what he's doing in practice.
We've already seen him take one shot on goal.
Taking a shot and running the offense are completely different beasts.
Oh, nice work by Kalu. Good tackle to keep it alive for Orlando.
And once again, Kalu, great job of getting back.
Kalu with some space, drags it
Look
through.
at that.
Shot a goal! Oh, Kalu does the work, and Jamie Thomas says thank you very much. 12-5 Blast.
Fantastic effort by Kalu. He started the original 3v2. That got broken up. He went back, won the ball, started another counterattack, and ends up getting an assist.
Great left foot there to keep it alive, and great finish by Thomas. So exactly 1 minute after the Orlando goal to make it 11-5, the Blast score again. It's 12-5 Blast. And I've run out of room on my sheet. Jamie Thomas picks up his first goal of the season. And Kalu, his ball out of play off of, they say, the Blast.
I think the ref might have missed a deflection there.
That's Kalu's second assist of the game. Schmerman wanted a deflection there, but they say no. He's lobbying hard.
Didn't you see that invisible man there?
Good distribution, Dantas. And Vinny puts it into the netting.
Vinny looking for 6.
Yeah, he's going for 6 right now. Do we know what the most goals Vinny scored in a game is?
It's funny that you mentioned that, Paul. I'm working research right now.
I bet he's close. Blast have it in the offensive end. Here's Rayleigh. Mello far side. Dos Santos now. Kicked away. Tapia plays for Huffman. And now the ball cleared to the yellow. Rayleigh turns and Jeremy 3-on-2. Cuts it for Mello. Mello drags it off the boards in front. Shot a goal! Jeremy Rayleigh puts it home. And it's 13-5 Blast. Nice work there. Look at that drag by Mello, the left foot off the boards, and Rayleigh takes full advantage.
So I just bumped into Hoxie back here.
So Andrew Hoxie's here in the arena.
Andrew Hoxie is in the arena. He's watching the game. He's got a little hip pointer. Took a little hit on the hip, and they figured with the way the game was going not to risk it and just to give him a little bit of a break.
Time of the goal for Rayleigh, 6:38. And for Jeremy Rayleigh, his first goal of the 2019 campaign. I'm really going to have to work hard to tally up the stats after this game. Shot wide by Orlando. A lot of guys with first goals tonight. Dantas has 5. NDI now, shot, saves Sliwa, rebound. Donatelli scores! Just not fair. Donatelli from a sharp angle. From NDI, it's 14-5.
Okay, if there's one thing I'm working on, if I'm Coach Chris in practice, is you've just given up a goal. Now you cannot give up another goal for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Like high intensity. How many goals have been scored back to back? Within 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
I believe it's the 4th time in the game the Blast have scored 2 goals in less than a minute.
Right.
So there you go.
So right there, it's a lack of concentration. It's called the period of vulnerability when you get scored on, either to get scored on again or to have a goal scored against you.
Well, timeout on the floor. That time it was 27 seconds between goals. All Blast, 14-5. 7:54 left in this one. Back with the conclusion after the break on NBC Sports Washington.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win
What are we waiting for?
No one comes into our house and pushes us around.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Campbell. What kind of power you got?
Oh, man, you know I got some soul power.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
This could be the greatest night of our lives.
We shut them down because we can.
They don't know your heart.
On this team, we fight for that inch.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Let's go.
All blast here at CQ Arena. Blast lead 14-5. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. 14 for the Blast lead. That really affects the goals against average for the keeper, doesn't it?
It usually affects it a little bit.
Here's Neal. Foul called on Pereira. Cruz went down there on the far side. SeaWolves have it now. Loda, Sleewalk, Blasket. Continue the high pressure. Cruz turns it over.
Be nice to see Gama get one here. He's been putting in some good shifts.
Mello gives it away. Sinclair goes down. Foul called on Mello. Sinclair. You can see that Sinclair loves to throw the body around, but he's gotten it as much as he's given it to him. Right?
That is true.
And when you're battling Vinny Dantas, that's a battle.
Yeah, when you're battling a forward like that, you're usually taking as much as you're given.
We got defensive clearance here on the Blast, so we'll get a top of the arc restart for Orlando.
What is interesting, the intensity's picked up a little bit after the last Blast goal. There was some chirping back and forth. Mike Diesel took exemption, almost went into the Orlando bench. He was pretty upset about something that was said after the goal. So the jawing has picked up and the intensity's picked up a little bit in the last couple minutes.
Corner, shot goes through off the boards. Lee, did you ever go to the opposition bench?
Oh, yeah. A few times, as a matter of fact.
Lee, just to be clear, when was the last time you did that?
Not in a long time.
Oh, that's clearly out of the box.
Come on, man. It's 14-5.
I was gonna say,
all right.
yeah. Stop being mean.
I mean, it's close. Come on. Give him a break. Schmerman to drive off the boards. Follow goes off the glass. Dos Santos, nifty play there. Around one SeaWolf. 3-on-3. Good battle by Schmerman to come back. He's going to get the foul. But, you know, that's good hustle. That's what you'd like to see as a coach. He got flicked on in the defensive end, but he hustled back and got involved in the play in the offensive end.
No, absolutely. Look at the effort by Orlando this second half has been much, much better. That was just Adriano just drew that foul. I'm not sure how much of a foul it actually was, but he's smart enough to draw it.
Well, you know, you move the body a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And then you fall down.
And then you fly down.
Right.
Look at Vinny.
Here's Dantas. Blocked. Looking for number 6.
Nascimento, all right.
Little venom in that shot.
Yeah, a little bit. Kalu.
Oh, he missed a wide open Vinny Dantas.
Little stop and go there.
Yeah, but Kalu has been very confident on the ball today.
Mello. Dribbles through 2 defenders. Going in circles there. Dantas shows to the midfield.
I think the third circle was him just having fun. The first 2 might have served a purpose. The third one was just...
He was making me dizzy.
got a smile on his face, runs to the bench.
There goes Santos.
They're going to just spread him out here.
Make him chase.
Keep the clock moving, not take any hits.
Dots through 2 defenders. Thomas drags it back.
Yeah, you can see Tony kind of motioning for them to move the ball.
To the middle for Thomas. Kalu far side. Well, back here next week. Big matchup against Utica City again. 3rd one of the season. Oh, through the box. Great ball by Donatelli on the run. Thomas goes down. Thomas has had a tough game. Fouled by Alvarez, and Jamie will gather himself up again off the floor.
I think part of his celebration after he scored was out of the frustration of taking so many hits today.
Well, he will be in the training room after this one. Blocked by Da Silva. Free kick for the Blast.
There's Alvarez and Diesel getting into it. Alvarez put his hands on Diesel's chest. Diesel slapped it away. If I'm Alvarez, that's not a fight I'm picking.
Donatelli in front. Diesel shot it wide.
Good run by Mike. Good left-footed strike.
He really wants a goal to shut up Alvarez.
I don't think he wants a goal to shut up Alvarez. I think he wants a goal so he can rub it in his face.
Yeah, okay.
Knowing Mikey. So it's a good one to kind of grind it in there a little bit.
If you were to pick one Blast member that would be a good MMA fighter, who would it be? Mike Diesel, right?
Oh, on this team?
Yeah.
Oh, Diesel, for sure.
I tell you what, there's a couple guys on this that I wouldn't bet against either. NDI being one of them. Adriano? You getting in a ring with Adriano?
No, that would be a no. Pushed by Pereira, but referee says play on. Alvarez collects in the corner.
Alvarez and Pereira talking trash nonstop now. Alvarez must have done something.
Oh, quick shot here, and Vanzella right there on the header by Cruz.
And we got Diesel Alvarez on the far side.
Ball lofted into the offensive end. Over the glass, it'll be a free kick for Orlando with 4:04 to play. Look, if you're the Blaster, you got to be smart. You're up 9. You have a big game next Saturday against Utica City. The last thing you need here is a red card or something that's going to keep you out of next Saturday night's game.
Yeah, listen, I'm sure Danny and Donatelli was motioning it to him his last shift. Just move the ball. Don't take any hits. Don't do something stupid. Don't get in an altercation. So just move the ball and try to run the clock out.
Sliwa now with under 4 to play.
Sliwa's going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah. Again, the keepers can cross midfield now in the 4th quarter. Drive blocked, drive by Tapia blocked. Forced back. Sliwa. Near side for Moda. Blast doing a good job of keeping Orlando bottled up here. Approaching 3 minutes to play. Sliwa across the midfield strike.
Oh, great ball.
Chance now, Blast hit it, but Sliwa gets back.
What a great ball by Sliwa.
Chance now on the far side, Moda. His drive. Vanzella catches. Well, there you go. Caught that one.
All right, nice to see everybody can catch once in a while.
Gama turns, bicycle.
Pereira just missed being in perfect position.
You don't often see a bicycle assist, do you?
Not often, but that was pretty close. Got to follow the runners in the box here.
Far side, ball goes wide. I think that's Moda in a heap down by the far. No, check that. That's Lopes' ball.
Yeah, he got taken out by Sinclair. He got taken out by his own man.
Friendly fire.
Yeah.
2:15 to play. Oh, look at Pereira. Pereira is just a bulldog with the pressure.
Yeah, he does so many little things well.
Sinclair. Look at that defense by Donatelli.
Donatelli with a play.
Under 2 to play. Vinny Dantas with 5 today. NDI has a couple. Jamie Thomas, his first goal of the season.
You got to turn your sheet over. There's some more in the back.
Oh, no, I got it right here.
Oh.
I got the extension here. Raley and Donatelli in the fourth quarter. So after Orlando made that run, that 2 straight goals here in the fourth, the Blast answered with 3. 1:50 to play. Raley blocks that. Don't think for a second Dantas doesn't want number 6. He dribbles through the triple team. Far side, Pereira. Oh, flicks towards goal and it goes just wide. Dantas runs it down. 1:30 to play. Well, Blast will move to 2-1. Orlando falls to 0-3, and as I just mentioned a few moments ago, big one next week. Utica City back in town. Great opener. 8-7 was the final in that one in the first game of the season. Should be another outstanding match next Saturday night.
Well, in Orlando taking the equalizer at home. It was an equally good game as Utica got off to a strong start. The Blast made it interesting in the end of the game.
Of course, we'll see some old friends when Utica City comes in. Anawa Obasi signed with Utica City. Dangerous pass there. Of course, Obasi won a championship here with the Blast.
Also hearing some rumors that Utica City might have some other players signings in the works. I don't know if those will be announced in time and those players will be there, but some of those signings that they're rumored to be making are going to make a strong team even stronger.
Dantas clears far side. Donatelli holds it up. Drags it to the corner. Steal, NDI, shot, just wide. 2 seconds, 1 second. Sinclair brings it in, that'll do it. Blast hold on, and they dominate tonight. 14-5 the final, as it was a thorough effort by the Blast throughout.
Yeah, I mean, look, they did what they had to do in the second half. I think the first half was very dominating, a little bit lackluster in the third quarter, and then kind of picked it up again in the fourth quarter.
Vinny Dantas, 5 goals. He also chipped in an assist as well. You know, looking at some of the other numbers, Donatelli on the score sheet, he gets a couple goals. Donatelli also a couple of assists for the Blast. Muhammad NDI, couple of nice plays. Jamie Thomas got his first goal. So, and when you talked about it earlier, Lee, when you have different options and you have a bunch of different guys that can score, it makes it so much tougher on the opposition.
Yeah, listen, when your focal point is 1 or 2 guys, it's much easier as a coach to get a game plan for that. But when you have 5 or 6 guys who can score, it becomes much more difficult trying to create a scheme for that.
You know, I guess the other big story today was the return of Adriano Dos Santos, and you can see the difference he makes on this roster.
Yeah, you know, an experienced player in a number of ways, just not with the ball, but obviously his mentality, his competitiveness, his leadership on the field, in the locker room. There's a lot of variables that come with Adriano.
And we saw that on display here this evening. Blast win it 14-5. We'll stand by in a second. We'll head down to the field. And let's go down there and let's join Andrew Primrose, who has our player of the game.
All right, down here with Vinny Dantas. Vinny, you come into this game, you have 3 goals already this year. You had another 5 tonight. Your career high last year, 23 goals. What's off to such a good start so far this year? What's the secret?
No secret. I try to be better every season. And I think so far, every single season since the beginning, I've done better every season. So that's my focus, deliver more, contribute more, and that's what I'm trying to do.
So you guys got off to a real strong half. First half, you guys were dominant. Second half was a little more competitive. What do you guys need to work on as you go in practice this week?
We just got to start putting full games together. You know, we can't let our guard down. We got to keep the foot on the pedal and just keep going.
All right, so you got Utica City here next week. I don't know if you heard, but it was announced this is the biggest crowd that CQ Arena's ever had for a Blast game. What do you want to say to the fans as they come in? Utica City coming here for the last time next year. What do you want to say to this fans?
I mean, it's a big rivalry. You guys help us a lot. Keep coming out. We're going to keep doing our best to bring another championship home.
All right, thank you, Vinny. Congratulations on your 5 goals.
Thank you.
Dantas, the player of the game, 5 goals, 1 assist. Vinny now with 8 goals on the season, and when you talk about a go-to guy and a dominant performer up front, Vinny Dantas is one of the first guys to come to mind.
Yeah, Vinny can do it individually with, as you saw, when he beat 2 players and bent the ball back post. He's a strong post-up man. He's an assist man, clever movement off the ball in the box. So he's a complete package.
Blast jumped out. They scored their first goal. Dantas at 56 seconds. They led 5-0 after 1. They built that lead to 7-0 on a Dantas penalty kick. Orlando would answer. Alvarez scored the first goal for the SeaWolves, but Blast closed it out a 9-1 halftime lead. And as you heard Andrew say, it was a little bit more even in the second half. I thought the SeaWolves came out in the second half, did a much better job. And you know, it's tough to play when you're up that high.
It is. It's tough for the team that's up, the team that's dominating. It's tough to keep up your mentality and your competitiveness and all that stuff. And then it's tough for the team that's kind of being dismantled. And I thought both teams reacted well, to be honest.
You know, we always talk about, when we see a high-scoring effort, we talk about the offense. 13 saves, though, from William Vanzella here tonight in this one. And he played well in goal.
Yeah, listen, William is year in and year out been one of the best keepers in this league. You know, when you're looking for championships, you have to build from the back forward, I think. And, you know, that's where the Blast have a really big advantage.
Also, some first-timers tonight. Jamie Thomas gets on the scoreboard for the first time, his first goal of the 2019 campaign. And you know, NDI scores his first 2 goals. Muhammad does a nice job and gets a couple goals. I thought he was very active up front, too, for the Blast as well.
Yeah, I think NDI is someone that Danny and David are putting a lot of effort into, trying to bring along and develop him. And I think they're starting to see some of the fruits of their labor. He's got some ability in there.
Also want to mention Sam Gurdensey gets his first goal against his former team. All adds up to a 14-5 win for the Blast. Final statistics, Blast outshot Orlando 34-27, 9 blocks to 7 for the Blast. Blast commit 11 fouls, and also 12 saves for Peter Sliwa, who came into an arena where he's not used to playing, didn't play here last year. And really, it's kind of an eye-opener from keepers when they come in here.
Yeah, I thought he adjusted a little bit better in the second half. He made some good saves in the second half. And like you said, it takes a little bit of adjustment in this type of atmosphere here.
Blast moved to 2-1. They win at 14-5. Come on back next Saturday. If you can't be here, join us as well on the broadcast. Blast and Utica City will do battle next Saturday night. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. That's going to do it for Lee Tashantaret and Andrew Primrose. I'm Paul Mittermeier saying so long. You've been watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington. Yeah. Nice job. Nice job, Lee.
What's up, man? How are you doing?